man made. Why must I chase the cat?
Good evening and welcome to Posse Presents. We're going to start tonight with a couple of happy birthdays. One is to my friend Ruth Stanley of Wolf Central. She's a very lucky lady because she's 39 again. I have not perfected that. Should have stopped the clock a while back to do that. But anyway, happy birthday to Ruth, and hope you have a great time tonight. I haven't quite pulled the trigger on whether I'll join you, but with me or without me, I know you'll have a great time because you're a real fun lady. And I hope you have a great night and a great year. Also, happy birthday to Sandra, who adopted, if you remember, my foster Odie from a couple of years ago, a little Chowini that I had on the show one night who proved his colors. Everybody who came near him, it was like, whatever. He's a good little dog. He's fit in well. I appreciate that she took him in. And I also wish you, Sandra, a very happy birthday. Moving along, we have a couple of updates, and they're good ones. Can I please, well, no, I'll wait a second. If you remember a couple of weeks ago, I talked about Tazzy. Tazzy was with Meriden Animal Control, and through the dedication of Meriden Animal Control, also known as MAC, Tazzy's life was saved. It was a combination of efforts between the people at MAC and some behind-the-scenes angels, I should say. He is now in Virginia at the Forever Home Rehabilitation Center, where they had to actually raise funds to get him there, and they did that in 2 days, which is amazing. Everybody came together and pulled it off for Tazzy. The MAC people drove him down, and he is all settled in, and he will receive the attention and the care that he needs, and hopefully learn how to really be a dog. And we've got a little collage. Zach, can I have that up now? And I'm going to read you the post from MAC that was on their Facebook page. Friends, Tazzy is now in Virginia. We took him down ourselves. He was the perfect car companion, and he is all settled in at Forever Home Rehabilitation Center. We raised the money for him in 2 days. It was amazing to see all the love and support for our special boy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Because of this amazing outpouring, Tazzy's life has been saved. A very special thanks to Scott Haney and Shelter, Connecticut for the dedication to our boy. We could not have done this without our Facebook friends and the amazing Connecticut network and rescue community. Thank you to Pound Posse for featuring him too. If you shared him, you made a difference. Thank you. We will update on him again. We know that he is settled in and working hard, and let's be honest, he is in Virginia Beach, so he is a lot warmer than all of us. Lucky Tazzy. Thank you. So you can see he had a great ride. There he is relaxing in the sunshine, and looks like the back of the car. And he looks good. Hopefully he will thrive, and he will learn to overcome whatever it is that happened to him to make him not quite the most adoptable dog. And we know that he will certainly be there and protected for the rest of his life, no matter what happens, which is a beautiful thing. So I appreciate the acknowledgement, and thanks to everybody who did share and network for him. And like I said, I know that there were some behind-the-scenes angels who definitely deserve a lot of credit for working very hard to bring it to the forefront and make it happen. Next, we're going to look at Tank and Ivy. They were in Norwich, and a senior pair that were given up by their owner. Poor Ivy had gotten hit by a train of all things, and they were adopted together. So that's a beautiful thing. I love the happy updates because we don't always have them, and when we do, we really should be grateful. It's usually due to very hard work on the behalf of the people whose care these animals are in and the people who do care. So kudos to everybody for getting those guys adopted together in Norwich. And I'm going to move on to a couple of urgents in New Haven Animal Shelter. Zach, can we have the picture of Sheba? Sheba is a beautiful girl. She's been hurting herself on the chain link fence. You know, the kennels at the pounds are pretty much just runs with, the chain link on one end or the other, or in a couple of, through the sides of the kennels. So I'm not sure exactly how they are set up, but she's been hurting herself. I say over and over again that some dogs don't do well in the kennel. They stress out, they have anxiety, they're trying to get out, and apparently she is one of them. So she was moved to a kennel without the chain link in a more quiet area of the shelter, but that means less exposure for her and less attention when all that she's craving is the attention. So it's not the best scenario for her. I know shelter, no pound, no cage, no kennel is a good scenario for a dog, but she's been, put out of the spotlight, so to speak, so it's going to be a little harder for people to notice her, which is not going to help her case. She's just 9 months old and still a puppy. She's active and playful, and, she needs a little leash training. She needs to go to a home with no cats. She'd be good with friendly dogs. And look at her, she's a beauty. She really deserves a chance at a forever home where, she's, that's Speedo saying, she's got a beautiful face. She looks very worried, and, if you're on the urgent list, you should be. But, hopefully somebody will be able to do something to get her into a home and settled soon. It's really sad when a dog starts, doing things to hurt themselves. It's not on purpose, but they're trying to get out of the cage, they're worrying, they just want out, they want attention. The next dog we have is also an urgent in New Haven. I'm told that she is just a love bug, and I am so in love with her face. Look at that. She's got like a little heart-shaped nose, too. Isn't she beautiful? Her name is Annie. She is also stressing out in the kennel. She's got a little anxiety going on. She needs to be also in a home with no cats, but she's okay with dogs. She's just a 7-month-old puppy. She's well-behaved but lovable, and she needs out ASAP. Both of these dogs are still babies. They still, they don't know probably a very good home life. They're craving attention, they're craving affection, and they're stressing out in the kennel. Pounds are noisy, busy places with dogs that are barking and crying, and if a dog is anxious, that just feeds into it. There's no way for them to really settle down and relax and feel comfortable. Again, they're babies, and they just want snuggles and love and attention and to curl up on the couch and be part of the family and be happy dogs. So if there's anyone out there who is interested in either one of these dogs, and again, they are on the urgent list, rightly so, and I hate to say it, if a dog is not doing well in the kennel environment and starts to hurt themselves and starts to deteriorate, how fair is it? You can't make a home. You can't pull one out of thin air. Someone has to step up. Someone has to want to adopt. Someone has to want to foster. Someone has to want these dogs. So, yeah, they're on the urgent list, and we don't know how much time they'll have, and I'm sure that'll probably depend on their behavior and how they hold up. But let's not let it get to where their days are truly numbered as far as an actual date. It's so hard to see, and it happens every day, but let's not let these two, let's flash back and forth, if we can, Zach, between the two dogs. They are just beautiful, and again, they're just babies, so please, network them, share them, give them a chance. If you've got the room, if you've got the time, if you've got the love, if you've got the patience, take either one of these dogs and make their life, make their world, save their lives. It's not going to hurt you any. It's probably going to only make you feel that much better about yourself. But Sheba and Annie really need angels right now, and that angel could be you if you would just open up your home and open up your heart, because that's what they need. The New Haven Animal Shelter, if you are interested, their phone number is 203-946-8110. Once again, that's 203-946-8110. And they are open. They have a lot of adoption hours, so it shouldn't be that hard to get in if you want to go meet them. You know, if you have any questions, just call, and I'm sure the shelter staff would be happy to answer them. But the best way to do it is to go down there and fall in love, because really, I look at the two of them and I just want to smooch them up and love them. They've got beautiful faces, and if there was room at the inn, I'd consider it. Okay, I will take the camera back. Oh gosh, look at that face. I can't stand it. A woman I know has reached out to me for help placing two different relatives' dogs. You know, it's a tough situation anytime somebody can't keep an animal, and just because they're not in a pound doesn't mean that there isn't a sense of urgency. And people tend to forget that these animals, and again, it's true of foster homes, it's true of, you know, someone trying to place their own animal. You tend to think, you know, they're in their home, you know, they're fine. They're not, because you never know what's going to happen. My friend is very concerned about what will happen to these dogs if they aren't placed. Time is running out for them. You know, if they go to a shelter, who knows, they'll probably end up dead, because, you know, there's only so much time that a shelter gives an animal. If they end up on Craigslist, they're going to be worse than dead for sure. So, you know, both dogs are in New Britain, and I will give out the phone number to interested parties. I will be the sort of beginner contact, which doesn't make it the most easy process, but I don't want her to get inundated with phone calls that are just, you know, garbage phone calls or whatever. And I don't want to put her phone number out on Facebook, because, you know, not everybody wants that to happen. There have been a lot of shares on Facebook for these two dogs, but there's really not been a lot of nibbles. There was one person who contacted my friend, and she wanted more of a puppy. But, you know, everybody likes the puppies. Everybody likes to start from scratch or think that they're starting from scratch. But that usually means that an older dog in a shelter dies. So while people are looking for puppies, and people are, you know, thinking that they have this plan in their head that, you know, they're going to make the dog their own and everything, it just means that an older dog who never had a puppyhood probably is going to die in a shelter. So think about that, rethink that. Little puppies are a lot of work, a lot of training, potty training, etc., and so on. That's not to say that an older puppy or an older dog doesn't need work, because a lot of times they do, because a lot of times they just haven't had the proper upbringing. So you can kind of compare it. You can say, all right, I can train a puppy, or I can work on an older dog. And, you know, sometimes the older dog is going to learn a lot quicker than a puppy, because it sort of has a little bit of knowledge of what you're asking it. It's got more life experience, and that can be a good thing. It could be a bad thing, but it can be a good thing. So before you think about, you know, oh, I want a puppy, think about the fact that that's probably going to mean an older dog who is going to be every bit as good as a puppy is going to die. So anyway, off my rant. My question, my plea, my hope is, can we get these two dogs in good homes? And we're going to start with Lowkey. Can we have that picture up, Zach? There he is. Lowkey is a 3-year-old intact male American bulldog. He is up to date on his vaccinations. He's good with kids, cats, other dogs, which is a bonus. You know, a lot of times there's specifically like the poor dogs in New Haven, no cats, no this, no that. This dog, ready to go, good with everybody. He's the victim of a breakup and a subsequent move. So, somebody's going to move and not be able to take him. There's got to be a timeline for that. And that's the sense of urgency for Lowkey. When his owners move, or when the last person moves, I'm not sure what all the situation is, but when the last person's out of wherever they are, he needs a place to go. If he ends up in a pound, like I said, you probably know what's going to happen. And the fact that he's in New Britain, it's not a real great choice for a pound to end up in, and everybody knows that. And yes, I said it out loud. The next dog is Cobey. And if we could have his picture up, please. Cobey he's a beautiful, beautiful boy. He's young. His family apparently has less and less time for him. So he is spending more and more time in a crate. And I'm told about 85% of his time is spent in that crate. Now, that's no life for anyone. It's no life for a dog. That dog has a lot of energy. He needs to burn a lot of attention. He needs a lot of love he's missing. Unfortunately, he's not going to get that in a crate. It's just not the right kind of life. And 15% of a day is probably just enough time to go outside and do his business and eat and go back in the crate. There's not enough playtime. There's not enough love time. There's not enough snuggle time. Probably very seldom anybody home if they don't have time for him. So it's really a lonely and sad life for this dog. He is not neutered. He is up to date on his vaccinations. I'm told he's good with other animals. And of course, because he has spent such an amount of time alone and in a crate and not probably properly socialized, he's going to need a little training. That's to be expected. And it's not the end of the world. Somebody can probably make a really good dog out of him. Sure, he's going to be probably overly energetic at first because he's been so cooped up. But, you work that out and you work that out of him, and he's probably going to be the best dog. So, anyway, let's flash back and forth between Loki and Cobey, and let's hope that these two dogs can be placed and quickly. The urgency again with Lowkey is that he's going to have a place to go by the time the last person moves out of wherever they are now. And Cobey's just not living a right life. He's sitting in a crate all by himself, and that's just not fair. Both dogs, as a matter of fact, are in New Britain, so they're not far really from anyone who's here in Connecticut, and I'm sure that if they had to get somewhere else, it could be done. My email, if you are interested, if you want to be put in touch with my friend who is like I said, it's her relatives' dogs, my email is pawprints713@aol.com. That's PAWPRINTS713@aol.com, and I will put you in touch with the person who has reached out to me, and she will handle all of the in-betweens. And both dogs are posted on the Posse Presents Facebook page, so if you want to head over there and pick up the post and share them, that would be fabulous. If you've missed any of this information that I've given out, it's all in the posts along with my email, so you can easily get the word out there about them. They do need to be in homes sooner than later. Like I said, my friend is very concerned. Again, both dogs in New Britain, not the pound you want to have them end up in. Don't want to see them go up on Craigslist out of the owner's, desperation. So let's get them safe and get them in homes, and let's do it quickly, please. Okay, next case. We've got a couple of missing dogs. Let's have Burton and Zuzu up. Thanks, Zach. You're right on that. I love this kid. Burton and Zuzu went missing when their home was broken into in the West End of Hartford on February 27th. There have been all-out efforts searching for them, combing the area. There have been potential sightings, and I don't know if any of them were really confirmed, but dogs that appear to look like either one of them have been seen in the same area. I guess they both have their collars on. They're both microchipped, and the owner is just distraught. There have been a lot of people who have lent their support. I read today on their Facebook page, which is Find Burton and Zuzu, West End, Hartford, and that's ZUZU, and Burton, BURTON. There've just been so many people out there looking, hanging flyers. I guess like everywhere that you look, there's flyers hung up, and that's a good thing. I guess they don't want you to try to like catch the dogs or chase the dogs. If you see them or you think you have any sightings, you're asked to report them to their owner at 973-865-4004. Once again, that's 973-865-4004. And you know, if you're on Facebook, if you haven't been sleeping or you're not like dead at your computer, you had to have seen these dogs posted. They've been posted everywhere. There's posters, there's, you know, shares, there's the page being circulated. It's a horrible thing. I can't imagine, you know, your house is broken into, your dogs are missing. Did someone take them? Did someone let them loose? Did something happen to them? It's that whole not knowing. I can't imagine the heartbreak of that. I really, really can't. But take a good look at these two. If you're in the area and you see a dog or dogs that look like either one of these two, please jump on that phone number, 973-865-4004. If there's anything you can do to help, whether it's searching, walking, hanging some more flyers, sharing, it will certainly, it'll do its share of good. And you can check out the Facebook page, once again, Find Burton and Zuzu, West End, Hartford. It's heartbreaking. I can't imagine. Anyway, I will take the camera back. And I think we're sort of getting down to the wire here. And I just want to mention one more thing. We all know what a Juno fan that I am. And we had Juno on the show about a month ago, I guess, now. And her mom mentioned at the time that she was going to be entering Juno in the Hero Dog Awards in the Emerging Hero category. Let's get that little public service announcement up there. It's the American Humane Association Hero Dog Awards for 2013. And we're asking everybody vote for Juno. And you can get that voting information either on the Posse Presents page, or you can go to Juno's place and you can find the link to vote for her. Because, you know, really, if you remember, if you're not familiar, Juno is a little dog doing big things, and she has her little paws in a lot of things that help people, that help dogs, that help strays. And, you know, her and her mom are a fantastic team, and I think that Juno really, really deserves to at least have a good showing. And with, I think the last count I looked, 119,000 Facebook fans, I think that we can probably pull together and get Juno named in the category. So I'll take the camera back. And in closing, you know, we had some positive news. We had Tazzy and Tank and Ivy all safe. We need to get Sheba and Annie and Loki and Cobey in homes. You know, Annie and Sheba are at the New Haven Animal Shelter, and they are on the urgent list, and they're just babies. So really, let them have a rest of their lives, because, you know, their time is running out. I always say some dogs do better than others in a kennel environment. These are two textbook cases of babies who are not doing well and need to be saved. And you saw their faces. Let's real quick show them again, if you will, Zach. Sheba and Annie. Yeah, there you go. They got ears. Haha. Thanks, Zach. He's so mischievous. Yep, there's Sheba. and we've got Annie, and we've got to save them, folks, because it's not fair. Every day that they spend in the kennel, it's heartbreakingly painful for them, especially when Sheba, like we said, is hurting herself. It's sad. Then we also have Loki and Cobey, if we could show them real quick again too, in private homes, but in different situations. Loki is the product of a breakup, needs to get out of the house. Cobey, the product of a family who doesn't have enough time for him, spending most of his time in a crate. Not cool. So really, we've got some dogs to work on. I'll take the camera back, please. We've got some dogs to work on saving. Again, if you missed any of the information on the show, you can always watch it on YouTube, but you can go to the Posse Presents Facebook page, where I have all of this information posted, and you can catch up, you can share them. I also have Burton and Zuzu posted on my Facebook page if you need a link, if you can't find it for some reason on your own. Again, West End of Hartford, if you can get out there and help search for these dogs, that would be a wonderful thing. They seem to have a lot of support, but you never can have too much support. I again can't imagine the pain involved. And don't forget to vote for my little friend Juno for the Hero Dog Awards. Anyway, apparently we should be wrapping up, but I don't know what we've really got here. I can rant a little longer. I have no problems with ranting a little longer. That's okay. I'm good at that. Anyway, if you know of a dog that needs help, if you have a dog that needs help, please, you can feel free to reach out for me. There's so much I can do. I can't promise you results, but, in the case of Loki and Cobey, I got reached out to, and I will do what I can to help. Anyway, here we go. It's time to say peace, love, and dogs. Good night, everybody. Have a good week. Don't forget to change your clocks.